Hey, good morning, folks. Welcome into our C103 and Good Guys Radio TV Senior Salute. I'm Matt Hildebrand, your host today, and joining us, we have the seniors from Whiteoak High School. Well, I won't say the seniors, I guess a select group of seniors from Whiteoak High School. As we get ready to introduce, we're going to talk a little about these kids' backgrounds and, of course, the last 13 years of school as they get ready to cap things off, graduation coming up for them and, well, the rest of our seniors across the listening area. So with that, we'll move right on down the line and let everybody kind of start off. Landon, if you want to start, just a little background on yourself.
I'm Landon Iyer, and I go to Whiteoak High School, and I do track and cross country.
Fantastic. Tyler?
My name's Tyler Wester. I am also a senior from Whiteoak High School. I do track. I used to do cross country. I play soccer, and I used to play basketball as well.
Awesome. Xander?
I'm Xander Rhodes. I go to Whiteoak High School, and I've golfed for 2 years, basketball and baseball.
All right. Next up, we have Adriana.
I'm Adriana Phillips, and I've been involved in volleyball, soccer, and track in my high school career, and I've also been the vice president of our FFA chapter this year and the vice president of our class.
Okay. And then last but not least, JP.
Yeah, JP Gaucher, Whiteoak Junior Senior High School principal. This group, pretty good class of 2025. First and foremost, I want to say congratulations to them. We had our senior banquet last night. It was kind of cool
awesome
to see their accomplishments and look at kind of their future endeavors. It's kind of an awe-inspiring type of moment when you read through those and get to hear everything that they're doing. So awesome to them. I also want to say happy Teacher Appreciation Week and happy Staff Appreciation Week to any teacher or staff that's out there listening.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, sticking with that theme, I guess, White Oak High School, let's talk about the staff that you guys have there. It's a tight-knit group. Your district is really interesting because it is a very, north and south, not very tall, but it is a very wide east to west district. So you guys are pulling in students from, I think, 3 different counties at times, right?
Yeah, and actually there's some of our students, especially the ones if they go to the Career Tech Center in Georgetown, that are on the bus longer than they are in the building.
Yeah.
So yeah, some of our kids get on the bus at 5 o'clock in the morning, and it's a wide district. It's awesome, though. I mean, we are a tight-knit group, and the staff there is tight-knit. I'd say we're all student-driven. We truly care about the students, and we'll do whatever's best for them.
How do you guys deal with, as a district, kind of those logistic situation and restrictions? Is it just, it is what it is, and you make it work?
As best we can. We make it work, and I think there's a little leniency on certain things.
Sure.
You just realize, a kid gets on the bus at 5 o'clock in the morning. That means they're getting up at 4:15.
Yeah.
And they're going to be tired when they get to school sometimes. So you just make it work and do what we can.
Energy drinks for lunch, or
we don't push that, but I mean, the kids here are probably, yes, that's what we do sometimes. But I mean, we do what we can. But we've got kids we have a lot of open enrollment students, and it's awesome. The groups of kids we have in there. And they really do. I mean, they step up and do everything. We're a small school, but these kids here, we've got the class president, kids involved in FFA. They step up and take multiple different roles because they have to.
Yeah.
When you got a class of 48 seniors graduating, it doesn't seem like a whole lot, but they step in and do a lot of different jobs.
Well, and I think that's made obvious just by the introduction that everybody's got, a nice list of, I'm in this sport and this club and this thing. And it's just, it takes a lot to balance, I think, for any high school student, but especially in a school where, you are fulfilling those multiple roles across the board. So good on you guys at White Oak. So we're going to talk a little, as Mr. Gaucher kind of alluded, we have some very talented athletes in the room. We got to start first and foremost with a state champion, Landon Iyer. Just an incredible career for you. Not over yet. I mean, you've still got, your senior track season going on. So let's start there and kind of those goals and things you've set for yourself coming off the career you've had so far. Going into senior year, this is the final sport. What's that been like for you, kind of having, all of the accomplishments in your rear view with still another track to go?
It takes some pressure off winning a couple of state championships already, but the goal doesn't change. It's still to win another 2 more state championships in the 1600 and 3200 at Ohio State this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, talk to us a little about that experience, right? Of training your body to be as streamlined as you are. I'm sure you've probably told this story 100 times, but one of my favorite things you've ever told me was how you got into running. So for folks who haven't heard, this is the time to share. How did you get started into, deciding I'm going to run long distance?
Yeah, I got into running because the COVID year was, I think, 2019 or 20 or something like that. My grandpa would take me to this church in Sardinia, and he'd want me to run a few laps because he thought that we were still going to have a 7th grade track season, so he wanted me to be ready for that. And after that, I never stopped training for cross country, and that's what really blossomed my relationship with running.
That's awesome. So give the credit to Granddad where it's due,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Dumped you out. He didn't take off on you and make you run home or anything.
No.
So- okay, that's good.
Maybe a few times.
But from that experience, again, starting in junior high school, looking back, was it a goal at that point? Could you have imagined, hey, I'm going to be this success? A goal to even win Shaq, let alone win state?
Oh, no, I never thought I was going to win state ever in junior high. I never even thought I was going to be even close when I was a freshman even. So just to anyone out there, it doesn't really matter what grade you're at or when you start. You work hard, you get what you want.
I think that's probably a good take from any running sport. It's not how you start, it's how you finish, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Very much the same with your career. So with that in mind, let's talk about the championship run, quite literally. What was it like going to state and experiencing that? So you're, again, multiple-time champion. Is that both in the 3,200 meter?
Yeah, only in the 3,200
Right.
and the outdoor season of 2024 and
Right.
then the indoor season 2025.
Okay, so talk to us about the difference there. Prepping for an outdoor run versus prepping for an indoor run. Is the training pretty much the same?
No, it's not the same because in the outdoor track season, it's hot. You can almost bet you're going to be able to run outside every day and
Right.
get some solid track work in. But then in the indoor season, you don't know if it's going to snow 10 feet, so you can't get to a track because it's all iced over and you're running on ice, and that's just not effective. So most of the time I was on the treadmill. But yeah, in the wintertime, it's mainly just treadmill inside, and it's really mentally challenging.
Absolutely. It has to get a little dull on the treadmill when you're used to, especially a guy like you who's, your papaw's dumping you out and saying,
Yeah.
go run.
It's definitely draining sometimes.
Yeah. Obviously running cross country and track, how much crossover is in that training? Different distances, different terrain, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. So in cross country, we do the 5K on the grass with some hills, and on the track, you can do whatever event you want, but it's all flat on a bouncy track. So cross country, you're running on grass the whole season. Even in practice, you're doing workouts on grass. You're doing easy runs on grass, but in track, you're running on pavement, asphalt, rubber, whatever. So it's definitely a big difference because you got the 5K, you got different type of workouts than track. Track, you're hitting 400s, 600s, 800s. Cross country season, you're hitting 2 miles, mile reps. You're hitting all kinds of different stuff.
Man, and I don't know how you keep track of how many miles you think you've run in your life at this point. Do you have a close number?
I've got a general idea, and it's around 7,000 or 8,000.
Insane, absolutely crazy. So we're going to talk a little more about track and cross country as we go. Obviously, big accomplishment and really great, not just for you individually, but for Whiteoak High School to have that representation and have a state champion. That's awesome, man. So
Yeah, thank you.
we'll move on down the line. Tyler, a cross country athlete as well. What's it like getting to run alongside someone like Landon, and how much does he helped to push you, and then in return, how's it feel to be, one of the guys helping to push him?
Yeah, I ran cross country back my freshman year, and back then Landon was still obviously very good, but he hadn't really hit his peak back then. So if you guys can believe this, me and Landon used to be about the same speed back in junior high, 8th grade.
Yeah,
I actually used to beat him. So
there you go.
You can believe that.
You can say I have officially beaten a state champion.
Yeah, but when we got to high school, he really started putting that work in every single day. Even after practice, you'd see him still going around running miles. So. Honestly, it's really inspirational. Even at track nowadays, you get done with your workout and you still look out and you see Landon running around, just doing miles, doing workouts, doing 1K repeats, all that kind of stuff. So
that's awesome.
He really pushes everybody to be as good as they can and keep pushing harder, work harder, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
And what events do you do in track?
I am a sprinter, so I run the 100, 200, and then I do long jump. And occasionally, coach will throw me in the 400, which I do not like, but got to do what coach says.
So talk about that transition. As you said, you kind of started out your running career doing the distance runs. Yeah. At what point did you realize, man, this is a really long way. I think I'd rather just do a short burst.
Yeah. So genetics really plays a role personally for me. I'm, very, very wide and short and stocky. So sprinting is more tailored to me because I have a lot of my fast twitch muscles are a lot stronger and I'm a little bit more muscular. So running 5Ks isn't very easy for me. Right. But I'll still go out and run with Landon sometimes. We run over the summer, and then like you said during training for the indoor meet, we run on the treadmill over at Allfit over on I don't know what road that is, Tri-County. I think that's on Tri-County. Yeah. We were in the gym running miles on the treadmills. Just training with Landon. It's real fun.
Well, it's been joked, I think, a few times. You guys are reigning track champions.
Yes.
You're the track team without a track.
Yeah.
So talk to the training. Like, how do you, as a sprinter, like Landon obviously can just find a long stretch of asphalt and run. But for sprinters, that is, marking off 100 meters to kind of know what you're expecting.
Yeah. So we have track practice at our elementary school. And it's a 600 loop. It's around 600. So we measure out our 100 and then we measure out our 200 around the curve. So, but we just run on asphalt, wear tennis shoes, and having a track would be nice. It would be amazing to have those lines and stuff because we had a lot of new kids show up for track this year. So taking them, we took them to North Adams about a week before our first meet and showed them where all the triangles are for the relay handoffs and all that kind of stuff. So it does kind of suck sometimes not having a track, but we won league twice, and we're the runner-up this year. So we've been competitive for a good few years without a track. So
and Shack Track meet next week, right? Next Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
You feel pretty well prepared to take on the other 9 teams in the Shack?
Yeah, I'm actually coming off of a pulled hamstring right now, so I have to put a lot of work in this week to kind of get back in shape. I actually took a week off to let it heal. So.
Yeah.
But I think the rest of the team they've been in great form all season. We've had a ton of records broken. Obviously, Landon just broke the Division III state record last Friday.
Oh, wow. Congrats.
So I think the track team has been really great form this entire season. I think we're going to do really good at Shack next week.
That's fantastic. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Definitely looking forward to it. We'll swing over to Xander. Now, Xander, much in the same vein as the track team, just continually getting better. And making some great strides at the state level. Whiteoak baseball. Let's talk about the legacy that Whiteoak baseball has. You're part of a team that has seen district champions. Going to the Sweet 16, working your way up the state level. What's it been like to be a part of that program and kind of that legacy?
The culture is just so deep there. We got guys coming in every single day, ready to work hard and just get better. Our coach mentions 1% better every day, and we really do take that and we expand off of that. And we got great team chemistry this year. Started off rough. I think we started out 0-3, but we've worked our way up to 8 wins in a row and up to 8-3, I believe, maybe 9-3.
That's awesome.
But we've definitely grown since the season started. We're young. We only got 3 seniors. They obviously play a huge and vital role for the team, but with how young we are, we got a really solid team. And looking to go deep this year.
Absolutely. What position do you play, or positions?
I play short and pitcher.
Okay. Well, shortstop, usually the most athletic guy on the team. Do you find that's the case for you, or are you humble and say, nah?
I mean, it's a question to ask.
Well, just for my experience, shortstop is the most athletic guy on the team. So talk about the kind of like what we talked about with the other guys, the mental training that goes into being prepared every single play. You know, more often than not, the ball is coming your way to that shortstop.
I mean, I was lucky enough to train alongside my older brother who also played short.
Yeah.
So in that aspect, it really got me ready to fill the role. And, I mean, other than the catcher, we are the ones talking the most, trying to get guys into position. So it's definitely a mental battle, but I wouldn't trade it for anything.
That's awesome. Pitching, of course, at high school baseball, pitcher is pretty much the game maker at that point, right? So talk about your experience pitching and the pressure that comes with that, if you can.
I mean, last year was my first year pitching since I was 12 years old.
Oh, wow.
I think
that is a serious shift.
Yeah. Before that, I was always playing catcher, short, third, you name it. But stepping into that role, it was pretty fun in a sense. We obviously won games while I was pitching.
Yeah.
And then the aspect of just striking people out is super. Just high
It's a nice
level.
feather in the cap, isn't it? Yeah. On the other side of that, you know, batting is often said, you know, hitting a pitch in baseball is one of the hardest things to do in
Very
sports,
difficult.
period. Landon would probably tell you running, you know, as far as he's run is pretty difficult too. But talk about, again, the prep and the mentality of stepping up to the plate. Again, Shaq has some really, really great pitchers. I mean, even on your team, you're probably seeing some great pitching even in practices.
Yeah. I mean, every single game day, off day, I have a set routine for that day, just to get my head right, because a lot of it is just the mental aspect of hitting. I train for hand-eye coordination because you never know where the pitch is going to be with curveballs coming in. It's definitely, there's a lot of mental battles in that as well. I'm lucky enough to be a pretty successful hitter over the years. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of training that goes into it.
Absolutely. Well, I think you guys have a game tonight, right? Fayetteville?
Yes, at
right?
Fayetteville.
Hey, good luck to you.
Thank you.
We'll shift gears a little bit away from athletics. Adriana mentioned that you're vice president of the FFA chapter at Morristown. First off, kind of some generalizations as far as like how Morristown FFA chapter operates is in like the day-to-day as far as classwork, and then some of the different projects and things you guys do throughout the year.
Yeah, so we participate in a lot of CDs and like livestock judging, and we do a lot for the community. The community gives back to us a lot in FFA, and we're greatly appreciative for that. The last thing, I think we just had state convention actually last week, and that was a 2-day thing, and we had a bunch of people get their state degrees.
That's awesome.
And I think it's only like, it's a very low percentage, like 7% of people usually get their state degree. 2%, sorry.
2%, yeah.
But yeah, it's a very
Good
low
catch,
percentage. And we had a lot of people that ended up getting their state degree at our state convention. And I think someone might have been running for a CDE too. I can't remember. But last year, I know Addie Roberts, she ran for our state officer.
Yeah.
And she was really close to getting it. But yeah, we participate in a lot of things, basically the same things every other school does. One of our biggest things for the community is Day of Giving. It's basically where you just give back to the community and the people that are in need of things.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, that is really cool. So explain for folks, I know you threw out a couple of terms there as far as like CDEs and different things. What are some of those that you compete in individually?
I don't compete in any CDs.
Okay.
I don't usually do any. I've just never really been into doing any of that kind of stuff.
Sure.
But I know that Sydney Shelton at our school, she does them for, I think, her dairy cows, if
Gotcha.
I'm correct. And I think Addie might have done one for her pigs as well.
So are you on, is there like soil judging team, livestock judging team, things like that as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
There is a livestock judging team. Our junior high livestock judging team is actually really good.
That's awesome.
This year. And our high school team did pretty well too. We also do soils judging, and that's usually at the beginning of the year when we do that. I actually enjoy soils judging. I think it's fun. I haven't done it. I only did it 1 year because that's whenever I have volleyball and soccer. But yeah, soils judging is always a good time, and so is livestock judging.
That's awesome. Well, back into athletics then. Volleyball, soccer, both fall sports. Talk about the balance of that. Like that's got to be like really demanding on the schedule. Obviously, being in high school is pretty time consuming in and of itself. But how do you balance out having like actively participating in 2 fall sports at the same time?
So this year I actually didn't play volleyball.
Oh, okay.
So last year I played volleyball and soccer, and actually our school's first year having our soccer team was last year.
Awesome.
So we had to play JV, and my coaches both kind of worked with my schedule. And when I wasn't able to make it to like our varsity volleyball practice, I could go to the JV volleyball practice. But it was definitely really hard. But this year I had to choose between the two because with us playing varsity for the first time this year, it was going to be more on our schedule.
Right.
So I had to pick between which one I'd rather do. And I love volleyball. I was actually supposed to break our school record this year and get my 1,000th assist. But I've played soccer my whole entire life, and I've grown up playing club and everything. So I've just always had a special place for soccer in my heart.
That's awesome.
So yeah, this year was the first time we played varsity soccer, and I actually had to play on the boys team because we were co-ed. But yeah, it wasn't bad at all.
Yeah.
It was actually more fun. I think it's more fun playing with the boys and the girls. It's better competition, in my opinion.
That is interesting. So talk about the opportunity to be, like amongst a little bit of history there. First time having soccer program back at Whiteoak High School, getting that start up from last year to this year. Talk about the improvement, for yourself and as a team. How did you feel you did?
So last year was definitely difficult, and this year kind of was too, but last year it was rough because we had a lot of people coming in and that have never played soccer before in their life. And me and Tyler kind of have been trying to get soccer started our whole entire high school career, even in grade school. We just didn't have it when we were younger. But it was hard because we're used to playing with people that know what they're doing. So teaching kids how to do something they've never done and playing at a high school level is pretty difficult.
Yeah.
But this year, so many kids have improved just from 1 year. And there's kids that would stay after practice just practicing. And they were working really hard. Like, I give credit to the whole soccer team because they were putting in the work, because you would have thought this year that we have played soccer before because we had a pretty good record.
Yeah.
I don't remember what our record was, but it was really good for only being a first-time varsity team.
Yeah. Talk about that leadership role. Was that easy for you to take up? Again, having the experience and like knowing that going in, I'm a senior, I've played soccer my whole life. I've got to kind of fulfill that.
It was pretty good. I mean, it gets difficult playing on a team with men because they don't like to listen to you. That's for sure.
Tyler? No.
He knows. None of them like to listen, but all the girls were so nice. They always took my advice, and I tried not to be mean. Like, I tried to get along, and I had to get on Tyler a lot because he's a really good leader, but he gets frustrated because he's really good at soccer, I'm sure you've seen.
Yeah.
But he gets frustrated because he was not getting the balls up the field as well, and I have to remind him, like, you got to remember, like, these kids they've never done this before. Like, they don't know what they're doing. But I think we did a really good on leading our team. I mean, I think me, Tyler, Austin Richards, which he got hurt like right at the beginning of the season, so he wasn't able to play, and then Jackson Tedford, which it was his first year playing soccer last year, and he was our goalie.
Wow.
And I believe he had the most saves in the league this year. He was really good. But yeah, he did really well too. But we were all our team captains, and I think we worked really well together.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, a really unique opportunity, again, to not only be there kind of at the beginning of a new program starting up, but also get to be a young lady competing against the guys. We got to put it out there. How many times did you cross a guy up and just like smirk to yourself a little bit?
Oh, I don't even know. Probably, I mean, it didn't happen that often, but when it did happen, I loved it because it was just like, I'm a girl and I'm beating you, and it was cool.
Absolutely.
I liked it a lot.
That's fantastic. Well, with that, guys, we're going to take our first break here as we continue our Senior Salute show on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV. We'll be back to continue right after this. Again, CMT Components, thanks to them for presenting today's Senior Salute.
Our business is helping you grow. We're Baxter Tractor. We take care of you like family.
We've been growing since 1946. As your Kubota dealer, our focus is to help you grow today and into the future. Stop by one of our locations today, visit with our folks, and see our entire lineup of Kubota products.
Our business is helping you grow. Baxter Tractor.
Don't let a blown tire slow you down this season. Trust Magulac Tire Service in Hillsboro to keep you on the roll and in the field. At Magulac, they offer on-the-farm ag and tire service, saving you downtime and saving you money. Call Magulac Tire Service for all your tire needs at 937-364-2592 or stop in on Route 50 in Hillsboro. At Magulac Tire Service, their emphasis is on great service. That's more than just a slogan, that's the Magulac commitment every single day. Your Ohio Means Jobs centers in Georgetown and Winchester provide the tools you need for your job search. Eligible residents of Adams and Brown counties may qualify for additional supportive services. Visit Ohio Means Jobs online at omjadamsbrown.org to learn more. Ohio Means Jobs is a division of ABCAP. You must meet eligibility requirements. Funding provided by TANF and WIOA and is administered by the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services. When you're trying to find the best deal on a home or car, you shop around. When it comes to finding the best deal for insuring those things, it just makes sense to shop around too. That's why Column Insurance works as an independent agency. One agency, multiple carriers, allowing your agent to shop for the company that best fits your needs and budget. Column Insurance works with Nationwide and Nationwide Agribusiness, Travelers, Progressive, and more. Stop by Column Insurance in Georgetown to speak to their friendly agents, Jay, Carolyn, or Stacy, or call 378-6947 for a free quote today.
Your plan is ready. It's time to build. At CMT Components, we design and manufacture quality building materials for your custom job. If you need metal panels and trim, trusses, or even a complete pole barn package, we do it all, including delivering right to your job site. To get started, call us at 937-446-3400. You can also check us out online or stop by our office in Sardinia, Ohio to discuss your plans today. Let's get building.
C103, 99.5 The Edge, and Good Guys Radio TV are your source for everything local. From Shack Basketball
Shot by Osborne, three on the buzzer! Wow.
to Shack Baseball.
Wells is going to try. He makes it. He's safe.
Western Brown Football.
Throws it towards the end zone, and it's complete.
To Shack Volleyball.
Hatton for the kill. It's good.
Local fairs, festivals, and more.
Ire to the finish line.
Crosses the line to get the victory.
Never miss a moment with C103, 99.5 The Edge, and Good Guys Radio TV. Welcome back into our Senior Salute show here on C103. Again, I'm your host, Matt Hildebrand, joined today by seniors from Whiteoak High School as we prepare for graduation. Going to be coming up here soon, and we're going to get some of the information and dates and all of that good stuff to you here very shortly. But first, we're going to continue our conversation with our seniors. Again, we have Landon, Tyler, Xander, and Adriana joining us today. Guys, thanks for coming in. Thanks for talking to us. And congratulations, like closing out high school career. It's a big deal. I know lots and lots of people do it, but it is still a pretty impressive thing, especially given the challenges that your class in particular would have faced. For high school career, you guys have been pretty much back fully, like in person the whole time, all the way freshman through senior class. So kind of nice to get some normalcy back, I'm sure, versus your junior high school years. And be able to just, go day in, day out. Now, as Mr. Gaucher said, you guys are a smaller class, like, 48, I think you said? 48 total? Talk about the small class size and kind of knowing basically everybody in your class by first and last name. Tyler, can you Could you, if someone was like, if someone put a full class picture down in front of you, could you name everybody?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. And like mom, dad, brother, sister, probably pretty close?
Yeah, I actually have a really interesting talent where I'm really good at memorizing people's birthdays.
Wow, okay. Okay, here's your test. I mean, you can't throw that out here.
Yeah.
At least give me the other 3 seniors in the room.
Yeah, so me and Landon actually have the exact same birthday.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah. And Adriana's birthday is October 16th. And unfortunately, I actually don't know Xander's, but,
Xander, birthday?
October 28th.
October.
Now,
Okay.
see, there you go.
It's in my brain now.
Now
I'll
it's
remember
up there.
it.
That's
I
good.
gotcha.
But no, I think that is an awesome thing to know, again, kind of first, last name and be that tight with everybody. Xander, you mentioned, having an older brother, and it kind of has to add to that family vibe that you've pretty much known, like all the classes above you. Do you have that same feeling like with the classes below you, the juniors, sophomores, freshmen, that keep it a tight, close-knit school?
Yeah, because I also got a couple brothers under me.
Oh, okay. So
you're freshman. Yeah,
that middle kid. You really do end up
no.
knowing everybody, don't you? That's awesome. What about for you, Landon? Is it again tight, close-knit community feel? Especially again, we've talked about your accomplishments, having that support on your way to to state last year.
Yeah, for sure. I think when I won state last year in the 3200 on an outdoor track, it was like midnight, and like everyone in the whole Morristown community was at the school waiting for me to get back there.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
And that just doesn't happen everywhere.
No,
right?
it does not.
That is a very small town thing.
Yeah, you go to these bigger schools in Columbus, and they win a state championship. Everyone like brushes it off, unfortunately, and like they don't do that kind of stuff. But when a small town wins it, it's awesome.
Yeah. Adriana, talk a little about, I know you're, class officer in there as well. So talk about, again, kind of being close to everybody, knowing everybody. Does that make it easier to like organize things as you've gone through this senior year and get everybody on the same page?
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm actually basically friends with everyone in our grade. I think all of us are. We get along great. Yeah. We're really close. But yeah, it's definitely easy. We have a whole senior group chat actually where pretty much everybody's in it because we're just all really close.
That is really, really cool. That's the first time I've heard that, actually, that there's a big group chat going. That's awesome. So with that, let's talk about some senior things that you guys have gotten to enjoy this year. So said we'd keep prom brief because, guys, let's just face it, you don't get to make a lot of decisions for yourself. So, Landon, I have to know, did you wear track shoes with the suit or
no, I wore dress shoes.
Okay, you did at least wear dress shoes. Okay, that's good.
That's right.
What was the fit like?
I had a really light blue suit on with a dark blue tie.
Okay, very nice.
Brown dress shoes.
And did you choose that for yourself?
I did.
You did. Good on you. Tyler, what about for you?
My girlfriend actually wore 2 dresses to prom.
Oh wow.
So my girlfriend goes to Leesburg Fairfield, so we came to our Grand March and she had a black dress on, and then when we left to go to their Grand March, she put a white and blue dress on. So I wore a black suit, and then I changed my tie color to match her dress.
Yeah, that's good. So that's interesting though. You did 2 proms in a single day.
Yeah. Well, we went to our Grand March, and then we left and went to her Grand March, and went to her prom. So
okay.
Yeah.
Well, that counts.
It was pretty good.
You did 2 proms in a day.
Yeah.
All right. What about Xander? What did we go with?
Straight black suit with a red tie.
Okay. Just a little splash of color.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Adriana, the guys had very bare minimum details, so feel free to go into as much detail. What was the dress like this year?
It was gray, and then I had like the top of my dress was like kind of mirrored, and the bottom I had like a pretty long train. And then my date wore a black suit, sorry, and a gray tie.
Okay.
And then I left my hair down, and I had white heels.
Okay. How long did it take you to get ready?
Probably like 3 hours.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. It
Landon,
only takes
how long did it take you to get ready?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. That is one of my favorite juxtapositions. It's just, guys, they just, it's easy. You get ready. You're good. So everybody had a good time at prom then, I trust? Yeah? Whiteoak, how do you guys do that? Where was it held somewhere? Was it at the school?
It was held somewhere.
Okay.
We held it at Leesburg, actually, the Creekview Barn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So, junior class, did they do all of the planning of all of that? So, did they at least do you guys right? Everything was nice. Everything was good.
Yeah, they did a really good job, I thought.
Fantastic. All right. So that was prom. Other senior things. Do you guys do? And JP, you might have to tune your ears out for this. Do you guys do like a senior skip day, senior trip, senior? No.
Well, they will have next week is their senior week, so there's some activities. They'll do a field day.
Cool.
We're doing a short senior trip, but the goal was to go to Kings Island, but that didn't work out. So on Thursday of next week, they're going to go to Topgolf.
Okay.
We do 4 or 5 bays. They get a box lunch. They can buy anything else they want there, but yeah.
That's awesome. So school organized then.
Yeah, our senior
That's
class
really cool.
advisor, Miss Emery, kind of puts all that together, so she does a great job.
Fantastic. Well, that is, again, another unusual thing. A lot of other schools I haven't heard that they do like an organized senior trip, so that's pretty neat. Now, in the room, who actually golfs? If you guys, okay, so Xander, the goal is for the day, you're going to show off, right?
We'll go with that.
You can't mess up your baseball swing in the middle of the season.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's the tough part.
Good deal. All right. Well, you guys have fun with that coming up next week. You mentioned you had senior awards night, right?
Senior banquet was
senior banquet
last night.
was last night. So, explain to us a little about what that is at Whiteoak High School and how you guys operate that.
So we did like a kind of dessert bar. They can grab some small snacks. Then we just go through all their accomplishments. We talk about honors diploma. Really, it's a lot of the stuff that you would see at normal graduation, but we try to do a lot of things at senior banquet just to cut down on time at graduation, so it's not so long. With our graduation being at 7:00 at night, get people out of there a little earlier. So
that's interesting. Okay, so I guess good opportunity to segue into some need to knows for graduation day. Time, place, date, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so May 17th, 7:00 at night. It's come as you want, seating. We're in our gym, and then we'll get started right there at 7, and the goal is to be right around an hour long. So
okay, right at an hour. That is brisk.
Before I started, it was like an hour and 45 minutes, and our goal was to be right around an hour last year, and we were out in 54 minutes. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Like I said, a lot of the accomplishments and things like that we talk about at senior banquet. So it does, like, they get that point to be recognized, and then we just go through very few things. There's a few scholarships given out at graduation, and then some speeches from valedictorian and salutatorian, and then we call them across stage, and they get to start their next chapter.
That's awesome. So in the room, who has to give a speech coming up on May 17th? Anybody working on that? Tyler, did you know you had to give a speech?
We'll be giving a speech.
Have you started working on it yet?
No, I've not.
No. Okay. Now,
that's all right. I haven't started on mine either, so he's okay.
All right. Well, that's good. If the principal hasn't started yet, you're probably good. You just have to coordinate when that's going to happen so that you get on it. Mm-hmm. So, all right. Any plans? Like, how do you sum up 13 years, especially as you said, with a group as tight as you guys are?
I was just going to talk about what we've enjoyed throughout our high school careers and how we've all come to, like you said, be a tight knit group and just kind of be one entity. I was going to talk about like all the teachers that we've loved and enjoyed to have, all the sports and activities that we've all done together.
Yeah, awesome. Well, good. Like we can help Tyler out here a little bit. Let's talk favorite teachers, favorite classes. Landon, any teachers or classes that stand out at this point as you're getting ready to close out?
I cannot pick. We have a lot of great teachers and great classes. I can't really choose.
It's a cop out, but that's fine. It's good. Tyler, you're the one that has to write the speech. So anybody in particular stand out?
Yeah, my favorite teacher is Miss Whited. She is the high school science teacher, and she teaches physical science. She teaches chemistry, and then she teaches physics. My favorite class is physics, which I'm in right now.
Physics. Okay, so that's pretty high level stuff. If you're getting into physics, what's the draw in learning?
I've always loved, like learning about how things work. Miss Whited says I have an engineer brain, which is what I actually want to do after high school.
Oh, awesome.
So physics is just all about, basically just life, like how things move, like all the kind of fluid dynamics and stuff. All the equations, obviously, we know, like, Einstein talked about, like, it's just a whole broad everything of physics, which is just what I love. That's what I'm really into.
That's awesome. Xander, what about for you? Any classes or teachers stand out in particular?
Teachers, you got to go with Mr. Lanham. he's he's up there as one of the best teachers I've ever had. Classes, history and sports with Mr. / Coach Combs. It's always a blast in there.
So it's history in sports?
Yeah, so like
wow, that's
yeah,
I'm assuming that's an elective, right? That's not on the state test. But that's pretty cool. That again, very, very unique. So is that like broad like terms, like literally any sport, every sport?
Yeah.
Wow.
We go in depth about a lot of stuff. We do presentations on an athlete or sport or whatever it may be.
That's really cool. Fantastic. Adriana, what about for you? Favorite teacher, favorite class?
So I'm actually going to go with both Miss Whited and Mr. Lanham.
Okay.
Miss White has just always been a great teacher. She's amazing. She just really makes you understand what she's teaching you. She's actually the person who kind of got me into doing CCP classes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Lanham, he just is a really big supporter in our community, just in general. And he's always put money on my goats at the fair. And
that means something, right?
Yes,
That's good. Yeah.
he supports all of his students. He's a great teacher.
That is fantastic. Well, sounds like, again, JP, great staff from top to bottom. It's got to mean a lot to you as principal to have the realization, like your kids understand what good teachers are and what good teachers you guys have.
Well, I think we're just blessed to have a lot of good people in our community that take any kid under the wing, and I would say every kid and every staff member would do the same thing for each other. That's the awesome thing about there at Whiteoak. Not only are the kids and the parents and the community, but the staff members. It's anything we can do for the kids to help them in any way possible, and the students do it for each other, and the staff members step in as well. So, yeah, just blessed to be there. And that was when I started looking for principals jobs. That was when Whiteoak opened up. I was like, it couldn't ask for a better place because it's a tight knit family type atmosphere, and the community supports us. So it's just an awesome place to be.
That's fantastic. Getting ready to close out, guys. A couple more questions I want to make sure we talk about. First off, favorite memories, things that are going to stand out. So Xander, we'll start with you. Things that, 10, 20 years down the line, something you're going to look back on and really enjoy and remember from your high school days.
I mean, really just the whole 23 baseball season.
Yeah.
It was my older brother's senior year, and we were very successful, made it to the Elite Eight, but the memories made that year, it'll last.
Yeah, and I want to say I did that game actually.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, so that's fantastic. Again, not to dig too deep into, but talk about, again, the team chemistry within baseball. We've talked about how, it's a smaller school. You guys are really tight-knit. How much does that translate to going to the Diamond?
I mean, the friendships that we built created the trust that no matter what happens, we're still going to stick together, and that's huge when it comes to baseball. But yeah, the chemistry was unbeatable for that team.
Fantastic. And it's got to be a little extra special to have your brother alongside you with that. That's cool. Tyler, what about for you? Any standout memories, anything you look back on? I know soccer was a big deal, as we talked about.
Yeah, of course. I would say, bringing soccer back to Whiteoak, I got to play with, like Adrian said, a lot of younger classmen.
Yeah.
I got to play with my brother, which was nice because I didn't play basketball this year, so soccer was our opportunity to play together.
Yeah.
I actually ended up getting offensive player of the year, and he got defensive player of the year. So we were kind of traded back and forth. But yeah, really just teaching those kids. I did get frustrated with them sometimes because I like to win. Obviously, who doesn't like to win? But like just really taking up that leadership role, like being the captain was difficult for me in the beginning. But I did eventually, I figured out how to really get to them and like teach them and share my passion in a way, like really get them to want to get better and play the game more. And then school wise, my favorite memory would probably be my ag class last year. I took ag mechanics with Mr. Arledge and Mr. Dialli, and Mr. Arledge taught me two things. Number one, no horseplay in the shop, and number two, don't touch hot things. So those are
very important life lessons, just overall.
Yeah,
good deal.
For sure.
Digging into soccer a little more, talk about that dynamic with your brother. I mean, one of you offensive player of the year, one of you defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
How much do you feel like you kind of embedded each other?
Yeah, so unfortunately we lost our he's our sweeper. His name's Austin Richards. Unfortunately, we lost him at the beginning of the year. He actually broke his ankle at one of the first practices. So we really needed Christopher to fill in back in the defense because he's a big guy, and I know I can rely on him back there. And then him, AJ, and me kind of formed a line up the middle, and that was really part of our driving force was to have Christopher in the back as the big guy to get the ball out, and then AJ pass it up to me, and then we just do our thing up top.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really fun playing with Chris. Being my younger brother, he doesn't like to listen to me, so that was a little bit of a
that part of that frustration you talked about.
Yeah, that was he's one of the kids that I had a hard time getting to lead, but yeah, he's a really good kid he can rely on, and I hope he sticks with soccer because he's going to be a really really good player, and I think he's going to definitely go places with all the sports he does because he plays basketball as well, and he wants to do track next year. So
awesome.
Yeah.
How much did you learn about yourself through that process of again stepping into that leadership role?
Yeah, so there was a lot of days where I would get done with practice and I was like, man, I spent all of practice trying to help people and not actually improving on myself, which sometimes that's what you got to do. And I stay after practice a ton of days with a lot of the kids, just helping them shoot and helping them pass and all that kind of stuff. So I really took more of a I wouldn't say coach's role, but more of a helper rather than because everybody knew that they could rely on me, so I needed to help them so I could be able to rely on them.
Fantastic.
So yeah. Just definitely at least stepping into that leadership role and instructing and teaching and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Well, and for you and Xander, I think the special thing of getting to play with a sibling is again, outside of school reunions or senior classmates ever again, that's someone that you're going to have that relationship with for the rest of your life and have those memories with. That's a really cool thing. So we'll switch up to Adriana, favorite memory, something you're going to look back on?
I would definitely say bringing soccer back to Whiteoak. My brother was actually my coach.
Oh, wow.
And he was the assistant coach, but our head coach coached my brother at Hillsboro. So it was kind of down the line.
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool getting to play for the same coach that coached him, Adam, and then also playing for my brother.
So, again, we talked about that with the other two guys of having that dynamic. You being the younger sibling, was it like Tyler talked about? You surely didn't get on your brother's nerves at all, right?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, just talk about that dynamic a little bit, and it is different with him being the coach, you being the player. But how much of that did you guys carry over into home life?
Not actually much of it. If
good.
we ever went home, we would just talk about things that we thought we would need to improve as a team. But me and my brother, when we get on a field together and we're on the same team, we're really good together. But when we're going against each other, it's just not good. We just argue. And even having him as a coach, we didn't argue as much because he didn't coach my team. But I would get frustrated when he would tell me what to do because I didn't want him to.
Well, at the end of the day, was it good advice?
Yeah, he's very smart with soccer. He's played all throughout grade school for forever, every club team you could probably think of. So he always gave great advice, and I know he always gave Tyler good advice too, and all the other kids.
Okay, so you give credit where it's due at least.
Yes.
That's good. So with that, looking back, down the line, where do you expect the Whiteoak soccer program to go from here? Do you feel like you're leaving it in a good place as one of the seniors this year?
Yes. So actually, I'm hoping that next year we get a girls team started. I'm supposed to be helping kind of get it started with the head coach that's going to be coaching. But I'm hoping that we get a girls team started just so more girls will play, because I know a lot of girls don't want to play with the guys because it's definitely more difficult.
Yeah.
And they think they're not going to get as much playing time. But yeah, that's kind of the biggest thing that I'm hoping happens at Whiteoak.
Fantastic. Well, hopefully that comes to fruition and big things will be happening in the future.
Yes.
Good deal. Last but not least, Landon, we've kind of talked about some of your big highlights, but in the midst of all that, what's the thing you're going to take away from and hold on to for the rest of your life?
I'm not sure. Winning a state championship was really nice, but making the state cross country me as a team when I was a freshman was really a great memory.
Yeah.
We had like 9 people on the team, and everyone was just stoked. And like that whole week of school, like we didn't have to do any schoolwork or anything. We got to like go to Columbus.
And I mean, that's a great memory in and of itself.
Yeah.
I think that's really interesting, though, for a guy who has, again, kind of gone on in your career to have the individual success. There is still like that aspect of it. Cross country and track are those things where it's really interesting because it is an individual sport, but it's also very much more of a team sport than I think people realize. Cross country, especially.
Yeah, cross country is definitely still a team sport too, because like I said, our team made it to state freshman year, and we were not like expected to make it at all, and we did it anyways, which was awesome. And like we got to make a lot of great memories there. It was just really fun.
Yeah, and of course, we've got to talk a little more about state championship. To do it once, really awesome thing. To do it twice is just kind of unbelievable. And as you said, you've still got big goals, big aspirations for this season. So we're going to be closing in on that very, very soon. What are some of the things that you've done to like prepare yourself to kind of accomplish even more than you already have?
Just longer runs, more intensity behind the runs, and I've really been trying to eat really well and drink a ton of water. And even beside all that, just trying to have fun and enjoy the last parts of the senior season with the teammates.
How hard of a balance is that to, again, kind of know what your expectancy is of yourself while still kind of living in the moment and taking the time to realize, like, this is the last time I'm going to get to do this at the high school level?
You can't really think of it that way because you get caught up in your thoughts pretty easily like that. So I just like kind of just try not to. I just try not to think about it. I try to focus on the meets that I have upcoming and try to focus on those really well.
That's awesome. Well, last question I have for all of you. We'll go through just what we've got going past high school. So, Landon, we still got quite a bit of that high school career left, but I do believe you're headed off to run at the next level as well, right?
Yeah, I'm signed with Youngstown State University, and I'll be continuing track and cross country there for another 4 years.
That's awesome. Field of study, what are you planning on going into at this point?
Business management. It's kind of the universal degree. You can use it for a lot of things, but I also would like to try and start my own business out of college.
I'd
like to be in turf, but
that's interesting.
Yeah, I could also run a mowing business too.
I mean,
I like anything to do with grass, really.
Whiteoak's baseball field's in pretty good shape. I think you've probably learned a thing or two.
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Good stuff. All right. Tyler, what about for you? What's next post-high school?
Yeah, so I'm actually a member of the Army National Guard right now. So
wow. That's awesome.
So I'll ship out for basic training on June 2nd, and then I'll graduate basic training sometime in August, and then from there I'll go to my AIT, which stands for Advanced Individual Training. Mm-hmm. And then when I get back from basic training, I'll go to Wright State University. And I will hopefully play soccer and run track there, which is what I love to do. These are the sports I love. But while at Wright State, I will study aerospace engineering.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, so, man, that's a whole lot. So, first off, thank you for that sacrifice to go in. What made the decision for you to be a part of the military?
I've always wanted to be a part of the military since I was a little kid. Honestly, like being at the Veterans Day assemblies and stuff, I always thanked all the veterans for their service. And when I was in band, I've been in band ever since like 6th grade. We always do the Veterans Day Parade. Yeah. And so I always talk to the veterans. I love hearing the stories that they have to tell. And then being in NHS, we always do the Veterans Day thing as well. So I get to talk to them. I get to write all their information down and get to hear all their stories that they tell. So I've always wanted to be in the military and serve my country.
That's awesome.
And so the National Guard actually pays for 100% of my college tuition. So I was like, I'm going to go to college and I want to serve the military. So it just seemed like a good deal for me.
Yeah, two birds kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So aerospace engineering?
Yes, sir.
Do you plan on applying that into military career or?
Yes, sir. So after I do my aerospace engineering at Wright State, I want to join the Air Force and be a pilot, be a fighter pilot.
Fantastic. Well, hey, good luck to you. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Next up, Xander, plans post-high school?
Plan to major in business management and further my baseball career.
Excellent. And any like landing spot planned?
Not yet, no.
Not yet.
I
Keep
got
your
a
options
couple
open.
offers, yeah.
That's good. That's fantastic. Talk about the plan to play baseball at the next level. Again, you've talked kind of about the day in, the day out, that daily grind. Is that something you're prepared to do at the college level?
I believe so.
Yeah.
With the education, I've always been on top of that. So that part alone, I should be just fine. And then the training and all that. The weightlifting will probably be a little bit different, but
sure, we
got some courses already in high school, so I have a pretty good head start.
If you've survived Coach Vite, I think you'll be fine, right? Adriana, what about for you? What's the next step?
So I plan to go to Shawnee State University and obtain my bachelor's in dental hygiene.
Dental hygiene. Okay.
Yes.
Pretty good program at Shawnee, from my understanding. So you talked about doing CCP classes. How much of that kind of early stuff have you been able to knock out by doing college while still in high school?
So I've basically just gotten all my Englishes done, and I've gotten some of my sciences done,
Awesome.
and then a little bit of electives too.
Nice to have that head start, though.
Yes.
Yeah? So dental hygiene is plans to obviously work in a dentist office. Are you comfortable with people's mouths? Is that going to be a learning curve for you?
I think it'll be okay. So I actually work at a dentist office right now.
Oh, wow, cool.
And I'm just the receptionist. So whenever like something is cool happening in the back, they'll let me come back and like see. And so I kind of have seen if I like it or not, because that did worry me because I do get grossed out easily. But I think I'm going to be okay because so far I've been fine. So
Okay, good deal. Well, hey, good luck to you on that. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Last but not least, JP Gaucher. Let's talk a little more about this Whiteoak senior class. Again, tight-knit, very close group. What's it mean for you as an administrator to see a class with so many accomplishments and things kind of, prepare to walk out your doors?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously it's one of those things that you look forward to graduation every single year, and I look forward to graduation, but I look forward more to seeing what they do with their lives.
Yeah.
That's the reason I got into education. It was to help other people succeed at their goals. And I see all these guys and girls as well, setting goals and reaching for where they want to be and just giving them the opportunity and being able to help them. Our staff does a great job. And, we've gotten a lot of kids that come back to Whiteoak after they graduate, and we have conversations with them, and in any way we can help them, we do what we can. So, it's awesome to see them, and I just want to say congratulations to them for graduation, but it's not the end of their story. They're going to go on, and they'll either go to college, they'll start a career, or military, and some go on to own their own businesses. So it's just any opportunity we can help them with is what we're here to do, and we're excited to see what they have in the future.
Fantastic. Once again, graduation information for Whiteoak High School, if you would.
Yep, May 17th, Saturday, 7 o'clock, and it's first come, first serve for seating. And we will start right at 7 and roll through. So we're excited, and I know they're excited. They got 10 days left, counting the day. So
counting down real quick. Very good. Tyler, good luck on writing that speech, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, with that, folks, we're going to wrap up our senior salute today with Whiteoak High School. Again, big thanks to the kids and staff coming in and talking with us today. Be sure and check out some of our past senior salute shows available on goodguysradiotv.com and the Good Guys YouTube and Facebook page. And be sure and watch our schedule coming up here in the next few weeks. And we have several more of these senior salute shows lined up for you. Thanks for tuning in today here on our Senior Salute Show on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV, presented by CMT Components.
Thank you for tuning in. Rewatch this video and many more on demand at goodguysradiotv.com.